So now we move into the second part of this webinar, which is how to build an audience. And the big keyword at the beginning is writing platform. And as I mentioned earlier, that's your quantifiable reach to your target audience. And you can get this through having a website, and having a blog, and having social media, and email and mail lists, and through joining organizations and going to live events. But you can also get this through what we just covered, which is actually selling articles or selling books, getting books published, getting bylines in magazines. Those are ways to get a quantifiable reach to your target audience as well. For instance, if you publish an article in the New Yorker or a story in the New Yorker, then you can add that to your writing platform as you've reached the audience of that magazine. And then if you get published in another magazine, say like the Atlantic or something, you can add that to your overall writing platform, and your reach is that you've published stories in these various magazines and reach those readers. Okay, so we're going to look at website first here. And I feel strongly that every writer who wants to make a business, even if it's just a side business in writing, that they need to get a website, because it's the writer's hub. It's your piece of online real estate, regardless of whether Facebook sticks around for another 10 years or if it sticks around for just another couple years. You know, the big social media site used to be MySpace, and now it's like kind of a ghost town. You know, there's nothing to say that won't happen to places like Facebook and Twitter and such. So your website is a place that's permanent, and it's your permanent residence online. If it's available, I would advise all writers, even if you're not ready to set up your website yet, go out and buy a domain name. And if it's available, use your byline name .com. For instance, my byline when I get articles published or poems published is Robert Lee Brewer. So several years ago, before I was even ready to put up a website, I went ahead and locked down the domain name so that no one else could grab it. So I have robertleebrewer.com. And a part of that reasoning is one of my old bosses and a good friend, Jane Friedman. There's two different Jane Friedmans in the publishing industry, and the one I know went out and got janefriedman.com, and she got twitter.com/Jane Friedman and facebook.com/Jane Friedman, etc. And with her doing that, the other Jane Friedman in publishing, which worked for like one of the big New York publishers, was not able to get that stuff. So she had to, so the other Jane Friedman had to use other URL for her own personal website.